Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast with Bob and Phil. We have another piece of data, another warning sign. You guys are going to want to hear about this, so let's dive in.
Trade Genius.
All right, Bob, I know you've been digging around in the data again, trying to find more information for us to guard ourselves against. What's going on?
Yeah, so I guess we could put this as good news, bad news, depending on where you sit. But I'll start with the bad news. The bad news is that the auto industry is about to get clubbed like a baby seal. And what they've been doing here is they've been shoving inventory down to the dealerships. We talked about this last week. The dealers can't absorb it anymore, and they're turning right around and they're throwing it out into the auction market. The problem is when it gets to the auction market is that they're doing what's called no sale. They're not accepting the bid. Just like when you do an auction, you put a minimum price on there and nobody's bidding the minimum price because the secondary markets are not stupid. These are actually the smarter people, and they're saying these things are still 40-50% overvalued. And so now we're in a position here where the dealerships are losing money by not selling the car, but they're also losing money because they're paying financing either to a bank or to the dealer, or to the manufacturer, depending on if they got financing, trade financing. And it's going to come to a point where they're just going to say no mas. And then you're going to see, massive layoffs across the board. I think like Toyota is probably the only one that their cars are still probably moving along pretty well. And I bring this up because, we talk about Tesla a lot because a lot of people trade Tesla. And they're going to report earnings this week. It's going to be really interesting to see how their sales have gone and with them pumping these huge discounts. And we're going to see if that then will start pushing through to the rest of the auto industry. Because the chart I have up here too is that such a high percentage of cars are going for financing for $1,000 a month. You know how much money you have to make to pay $1,000 a month car payment? Let's say it's the only expense that you had, okay? It's $12,000 plus tax, right? I mean, that's ridiculous. And the average American makes what, $50,000 a year,
right?
And you take tax off of that, Social Security and so on and so forth. And 25% of your spend is going to be just the car payment. That doesn't include insurance. That doesn't include gas. That doesn't include maintenance, for the vehicle. Probably these new cars, they're probably under warranties, but still there's wear and tear maintenance they have to pay for as well. So it's a problem. And so what's happening? They're giving these cars back, Phil.
I saw something where they were, the new dealers are actually taking brand new inventory, sitting with stickers still in the windows because they're not moving and sending them right to auction. And it's costing them something on the order of like $10,000 to $15,000 a vehicle that they have to eat because of that.
Yeah, they're losing right off the bat. $10,000, just a loss, not just $10,000 eating. It's a pure loss on their books. So
Nuts. Cash
loss. So it's a problem. And I think a lot of people here are, and the reason why we're bringing this stuff up, not that we want to be, Debbie Downers all the time, is just that we have to help you guys understand that you're being fed a narrative that's not going to be, realistic coming forward. And you have to understand, too, the Biden administration, if it controlled both houses of Congress, would simply do more stimulus to solve this. House Republicans, so far, they're showing some good discipline. They're not going to give Biden any easy wins here by pumping in stimulus. They're going to force correction on this economy, just like the Fed's going to try to force correction on the capital market. So I want people to bear in mind. Now, the good news on this is about 6 to 9 months from now, the gates are just going to flood. You'll see that also in housing, too. We're already starting to see it. I was flipping through Zillow just curiosity's sake, and not so much yet here in California, but like in Florida, people are already dropping their pants to get product moving. So I think it'll start waving, and you'll start seeing, when you see prices fall and supply start to go higher, and also transactions start to go up, then the flood is on for reductions in the housing market, and then the auto market will follow that. So we have deflation coming. It's just not going to be the deflation that's going to really interest the Fed. And I think we're going to talk about that in our next video. So that's all I have on that, Phil. I just want to keep telling people do not listen to what they're telling you, in the mainstream world and in Twitter or wherever, because we're nowhere close. We're kind of like in 2004, in terms of 2008 kind of collapse mode here. And just remember, we were rolling over there for 2 years before the stock market really collapsed. So just be careful, everybody.
So maybe we'll wait for that new car purchase, huh?
Buy a 3-year-old car. That's a sweet spot.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah. All right, good advice. All right, Bob, thanks for bringing that to our attention. And guys, we'll see you on the next episode. Please hit like and subscribe. And thanks again for watching. Take care.